Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's so nice to see you guys again. We are getting into the PR of it all. This last week has just been, the PR is just PRing. I mean, we have Oscars coming up, summer's coming up, so usually PR is going to ramp up over the middle of winter. We're going to look at Britney Spears. They're trying to put her into a conservatorship again. I have a lot to say about that. We're going to look at Timothee Chalamet and Kylie Jenner and their joint PR stunt. We are also going to look at Ryan Gosling. I actually think it's a super cute PR blitz he's been on. So we're going to look at that as well. But welcome back, guys. My office is not my office. My setup is not my setup. And we are in the middle of moving. Well, we posted the house for sale, the farm for sale. So we took out as much as we could so that it's not cluttered, which also means I feel like naked in my own office because all my stuff's gone. So I'm really hoping that we can get the house sold quick so I can bring back some of my stuff, because it feels really, really weird filming without it. Without my tree, my lights, my proper lighting. I mean, it's just a thing. How are you guys doing? I'm just going to say hi to everyone. Hello, Khaleesi. I missed you as well. Hello, April. It's so nice to see you. It's so nice to see everyone. The good Ryan. Yes, the good Ryan. YouTube is not going to be friendly to me because I have been gone for so long, but that's all right. I don't even know if anyone will really get notifications. And it was kind of last minute. Before we get into it, though, who is watching this Corey Richins case? I was trying to avoid the Corey Richins case, and I am captivated. I cannot turn it off. So let's just say I've been doing a lot of like client work with streaming Emily D. Baker in the background. It is just insane. It is wild. Hello, hello. All right, let's start. A long time no see. I know it's been so long. The last couple of weeks have just been so I'll give you guys a little bit of context before we get into it. And if you're a replay crew, don't worry, I'll put the timestamp so you can skip through it. We were not expecting to post our farm for sale, but we saw literally the dream property, the dream property. And so overnight, in the middle of a major thaw, we were posting our farm for sale. And when you have a farm and it's the end of winter, you're going through a major flaw. I am flawed. I am human. A major thaw. Oh, guys. And the stuff you accumulate in the house is just insane. I mean, the amount of garbage we have, not literal garbage, but stuff that just doesn't have to be accumulating is just insane. So the last couple of weeks have been very, very busy, but we should be back to a regular schedule. Okay. I don't even remember how to freaking share anything on StreamYard anymore. Okay. Where shall we start? Let's see. Let's start with Ryan Gosling, because I think it's cute. I think it's super cute. And then we can just see a nice example of PR stunts. Why don't we start there? Because we're usually showing, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds with flooding the zone, manipulating the media. And yes, this is still SEO manipulation in a way, and it is still garnering momentum towards Project Hail Mary, which is his movie, but it's cute. Now, something I will say with what Ryan Gosling is doing and what seems to be the case for his relationship as well, is the relationship is the gray zone. So I have an activity that actually just went up in my Psychology of Magnetic Brands for week 4. We did this activity, or I have it for everyone. And this is what I call the gray zone. So it's not off limits. It's not a hardcore brand rule. So the activity I have them do is 3 lists and a rule exercise. And so it looks like the relationship isn't fully off limits. It's the gray zone. So it's leveraged when they both agree, when it's for a big reason, not just everyday, PR opportunities and making out, as the headlines are saying, for Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. So this is what first caught my attention. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I don't know Project Hail Mary. It is now, it's a book that Ryan Gosling, it's the most expensive movie Amazon's ever put on. And it's now climbing the top 100 New York New York Times top 100 chart from all this publicity as well. So everyone's benefiting from it. But that's what all this is about. So let's click. Oh, shit. StreamYard is probably not going to pull it over. Oh, it did. All right. Yeah, I'm excited to see him in the new movie. I really like Ryan Gosling. I've had a major crush on him since The Notebook. Anyone else have a major crush on him since The Notebook? I don't know. Him and Rachel were just so perfect in that. And 2 Canadians. All right. Let's see. This is actually Eva Mendez that had reshared this or shared it on her Instagram.
Listen, and our champion Ryan is in the lead. Let's reveal the clue. You came up with what is Tommy John, and I'm afraid that's incorrect. What is ACL? That is correct. Anterior cruciate ligament. What did Ryan write down? He wrote down what is IDK. He didn't know and I'm told by our judges, we will accept that. An ACL tear is also known as an IDK, internal derangement of the knee. Well done, Ryan. What did you wager? Everything. You double your score to 51,200. Ryan Gosling, congratulations. What a Hail Mary from our champion, Ryan Gosling.
Wow.
So it says, believe in the Hail Mary. Daisy, you might hear Daisy barking in the background. She just is a little jumpy ever since we started having showings of the house. So Eva says, look, Ma, I made it on Jeopardy. Now it's a fake Jeopardy, right? It's all a promotion. But believe in the Hail Mary. And she tags at Project Hail Mary. And it's really cool to see the rollout of all of this because this was first. And then we got this one. And they've also had a lot of posts, or not a lot, but posts about their kids. And I don't think I've ever seen them post about their kids, to be honest. So then this came next. So Ryan Gosling's wife, Eva Mendez, makes rare public appearance after decade, gets birthday surprise. And this was flooding. I had to search it specifically to today because the SEO has shifted. And I'll show you guys how this shifts the SEO. But essentially what you're doing is you're piggybacking on this virality, right? Who doesn't love Ryan Gosling? I mean, he's, as we were saying, as Khaleesi said, he's the nice Ryan. He's the good Ryan. We all love Ryan Gosling. And who doesn't love Eva? They're both like sweethearts, right? And when we're looking at it from a branding perspective, because, you know, I feel like I need to reintroduce myself. It's been so long, but I have 15 years of experience in branding, marketing, PR, and I'm still in the industry. When we look at it from a branding perspective, when you have something, so something I teach people is not all of you is meant for your brand, right? They don't have to always have outings together, be on the red carpet together. But the secondary benefit of that is when you're not just putting it all out there, you can leverage it strategically. And so they've kept this relationship basically quiet for 10 years. Well, now they put it out. They do the super cute. And like, I imagine they are this cute together. That's my own projection because I like them both, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're assholes behind the scenes. Who knows these days? But they have this super cute, rare appearance and it blows up. Now, from a branding perspective, again, if they had always been together, it's no big deal. Like, okay, they're together again in public. That's what they always do. But because it was so rare, it hit headlines. It started going viral. People were talking about it. And this was what was trending under SEO for them, was essentially this fun trick that Ryan Gosling did for them. Did for her. We're also seeing stories about their kids, which again, I'm not used to. I don't typically just Google either of them, to be honest. So they might have stories about their kids that are a bit more common, but there were stories about their kids coming out, like wholesome, right? Not just wholesome, but these, again, stories that have been withheld. They're the gray zone. So if you were doing my workbook, that would be part of what you would put under the gray zone in terms of 3 lists and a rule exercise. But either way, it's super cute. Hello, guys. It's so nice to see everyone jumping into the chat. Hello, yours, Cinderella. It's so nice to see your face. Missed your take on everything that's happening. Well, thank you for being here and coming back. It's so nice to see you guys. It's like family, right? Hanging out with family again. So yes, I love this. I think it was done really well. Now, To see the strategy of it, what you do is you put all of this out. They're tagging Project Hail Mary, which is making headlines of being the most expensive movie that Amazon's ever done. He's also setting the stage, and this media blitz, I think it's going to be a long runway for him, for Ryan, because we're going into 2027 when Star Wars is set to come out, and he's in Star Wars, and there's a lot riding on this. They've had a lot of stumbles, a lot of fails. There is a lot riding on Ryan's shoulders. So I think this is just the start of a long blitz, but it's interesting because now you see how it piggybacks, and we'll pull up that because it has completely shifted from the focus on them. But again, you're piggybacking on the headlines that you were making that were going viral. And now we have at the top, which was the Ryan Gosling stars in new sci-fi epic Project Hail Mary. Was the third one down. So it was quite a bit down. You had to scroll down, and we know from all the content I made about SEO and clickability, et cetera, you want the top thing to be above the fold. So see how I don't have to scroll down to see this? That's prime real estate. That's where you're getting the most clicks. So now we have above the fold, Project Hail Mary review, Project Hail Mary charm carries unserious last-ditch space, like all of these headlines in regards to Project Hail Mary. So the idea was you build the momentum, you build a little bit of curiosity marketing with the trust Hail Mary or trust your Hail Mary, or whatever they were tagging, the soft tags that even Eva was doing with Project Hail Mary. Now we do kind of more the hard launch over here, piggybacking on his name that's trending in the media. But I haven't read this book. Have you? I feel like I need to read this book. Have you guys read this book? Let me know if you guys have read this. And then we have, because I had someone on Instagram when I posted about this all being PR, it doesn't mean he's a bad guy, right? Some people get really protective when I say something's PR and they think I'm saying something bad about someone. PR isn't inherently bad. Every brand needs PR, even if you're a YouTuber, if you're a podcaster, if you have your own business, everyone needs PR. Everybody. So PR isn't negative. And me saying that they're doing PRs and like, Ryan Gosling, disgusting. No, you need to do it, especially when you're marketing a movie. And I found this interesting because people had said, and I got some questions in Instagram saying, well, why would so much rest on this? So Ryan Gosling's upcoming sci-fi film Project Hail Mary is reportedly Amazon's most expensive movie ever. So there's a lot of money. And let me know what you guys are thinking around this as well. Again, I haven't read this book, so what do I know? But it seems more of like a thriller kind of movie, a little bit out of what you may see Ryan within. Like when I think of Ryan Gosling, I think of The Notebook, honestly. And then second, I think about Barbie. I don't think of like Star Wars and thriller type movies. So there is a lot where you want to pump up his name, remind people he has something coming out, and there's a ton of money resting on this. So Amazon MGM Studios did not hold back when making Ryan Gosling star Project Hail Mary as the upcoming sci-fi film, maybe the studio's most expensive movie ever. As reported by Puck, Project Hail Mary's gross production budget was $248 million. I would say that's worthy of bringing back some gray zone areas of your life and putting it into the media. That's a lot. Making the new film one of the most expensive movies the company has ever made. Puck found the figure in an internal Amazon document. However, after tax credits from the UK, the total budget was brought down to just under $200 million. So that's one of the reasons. But the other reason, and I'm going to be honest, this is the power of PR, guys. Am I the only one in the world, actually? Maybe I'll ask that first. Am I the only one in the world that did not realize he's in the new Star Wars? Because I didn't realize. But he is. Let's pull it up. Oh my gosh. It is, guys, it is raining so bad here. We had a thaw of it had to have been 5 feet of snow on the property. And it's just been pouring rain now for 3 days. And we're trying to sell this property. My ducks are outside my office window turning a low spot on the property into a pond. Like, I'm pretty sure by the end of this, I could just sell the house as having a pond feature. Oh. Oh. Ah. I'll plant a couple trees around it and be like, what? I'm not going to charge you extra for the pond. Hello. It has been a hot minute. It's so nice to see your face. So nice to see you guys. I only knew because my favorite male actor, so I get alerts. That is also a good way to go about it, is get alerts. Okay, so this is another thing that's coming for him. Starfighter Star Wars. So, and is it Sean Levy? I don't even know, and I don't really care to know. This is what I say, guys. Like, people that just are involved with shady people. I wish Hollywood. I mean, I guess at this point we don't really have any. Maybe I should be nicer to him because I don't think he's done anything super sketch. Although, was he in that skit with Ryan joking about Ryan's daughter, talking about Wolverine's thing? Was Sean in that skit? I can't remember. I know you guys will clear it up for that. But he has this coming as well. And they're promoting it as Sean and Ryan, this big collaboration. They're being praised for it. And there's a lot riding on it because, again, they did have some issues of Star Wars kind of like petering out. So we have a lot riding on Ryan Gosling. I think he can do it. I'm interested to see him. This actually might get me to watch Star Wars again. I haven't watched Star Wars since, oh my gosh, would have been my dad making me watch Star Wars, like the OG Star Wars when I was a kid. I would have been a kid. I remember, like I specifically remember sitting there with my dad and watching them. It might actually get me to watch Star Wars again. We'll see. We'll see. But that's Ryan. So I love that PR. And it goes to show it doesn't have to be sleazy. It doesn't have to be manipulative. He's not flooding the zone like Blake and Ryan do, right? I think it's a really well done use of PR and marketing for the films. And obviously Eva's in it because she was sharing, she was tagging, but I think it was really well done. I think it's super cute. All right, who do we have next? Let's go to Britney next, and we'll save the Timothee and Kylie Jenner of it all until the end because they very clearly, guys, very clearly had a coordinated PR effort because they've both been talked about in Vanity Fair within the last couple days. So they obviously have a coordinated PR. I don't know if it's Kris Jenner that's now organizing his PR as well, but they have something going on. But let's go to Britney. Okay. Oh, Britney, where is this post? All right. I'm going to pull up this friend. Oh, I'm going to pause it there. This friend is now speaking out, right? And saying that Britney's assistant and former assistant and longtime friend, Sean Phillips, who reconnected with the pop star recently. I'm sure you did. I'm sure. Is sounding the alarm on her arrest, which he thinks is a push to put her back in a conservatorship. All right. We're going to watch what he has to say, but I just want to say my issues with Britney first. I think it's hard to deny. Actually, for those that are newer to the channel or for those that just weren't aware, oh my gosh, there's so much dog hair on my mic. My original career, which is what got me interested in how people use brand or psychology and branding and marketing, was in the mental health field. I think my last shift was I picked up a shift at a group home. I mean, back then you were making like pennies in the social work field. So I had multiple jobs and I had shifts I was picking up at a group home. And my last shift at the group home, I'm pretty sure this was my last shift. One of the girls took off out of the house and we were trained to like physically restrain them if they were putting themselves in danger, themselves or others. And so I had her restrained on the side of the road. She reached up and bit my arm so bad that I still have a scar on my bicep to this day. That was one of my last shifts there. But regardless, I started out in the mental health field. And I've also been a longtime Britney fan. Like I was at the Onyx Hotel tour back when she was with Pepsi. I went to that tour way back in the day. I would have been a teenager with my then boyfriend, who later turned out to be gay. My mom at the time was like, Ash, I'm not entirely sure he likes girls. And I'm like, what? Of course he does. No, he didn't. He didn't. But we knew, we knew each other from the equestrian industry, and we're still in touch. Really nice guy. I adore him. But anyway, he came with me to Britney Spears, and my mom brought us to Britney Spears. I am a longtime Britney fan. And I remember back in the day when the paparazzi, I mean, you'd see pictures of her or videos of her, and it was thousands swarming her. I remember seeing videos of her where she like ran into a cafe and was crying with her baby in her arms because people were chasing her and saying mean things to her. I remember back when, I think this was just after she was put in the conservatorship, and she went to a hotel and was trying to be nice to two girls, and then they were just making fun of her and then kind of sold her out to the magazines and the tabloids. I remember when she allegedly tried to serve her mom with a restraining order to keep the family away from her, and then they throw her in a conservatorship later. And I also remember how her conservatorship was labeled dementia. So they labeled it dementia to get her in the conservatorship because she didn't qualify for a legit one. And she was so incapacitated that they threw her on the circus tour immediately. And if you're old enough like me, you also remember her crying on the first circus tour when they lower her down. And everyone at the time, like the PR put it as like, she's just so happy to be back. She missed her fans so much. Well, it turned out later that she was traumatized because they were ripping her kids away from her and using her kids as carrots to get her to perform. That's why she was crying. I also remember was it Hillary Clinton or someone? I don't know. But there was politicians with emails that came out that were like, oh, poor Britney. She just wants to go back to Louisiana and be a mom and have kids, but they're not going to let her. So this woman, yeah, I can agree. I think she's struggling. I definitely think she's struggling. And I don't think I would still be here, if I'm being honest. I don't think I would have the mental fortitude to even just be struggling after everything she went through. And so, yeah, I do think she's struggling. I do not think a conservatorship is the answer. I worked in the mental health field. That's not what you do with people that are struggling with their mental health, is throw them in a conservatorship and take away their rights and then take all their money and force them on stage to perform like a one-trick pony. Like, it's absolutely absurd. A conservatorship is not the answer. And the bigger concern for me, honestly, is this how we still see people with mental health struggles? Like, is this really how we still see someone with mental health struggles? Or like, throw them in a conservatorship, get them out of society, don't make me look at them. I had thought we got a little bit further than that. So my views first before we play this is, yes, I do think she's struggling. And no, a conservatorship is not the answer. And Cade. He's the one that was giving a statement to everyone, running around giving the statements of like, Britney, this is horrible. I hope she gets help. Now, Cade, shut up. Shut up, Cade. So, he's a whole other issue. But, I've seen a lot of people say, like, it doesn't seem like she's really talking to her PR person. It's Cade. All right. That's who's giving the statements. And there's a whole host of issues there. I could do a whole video on Cade himself. All right. So Cade, take a seat. But it's interesting because you see she sells her music, I think it was for $200 million reportedly. And then all of a sudden the vultures are circling again. And hey, if she was drinking and driving, it looks like she blew under for California. If she was drinking and driving and erratic and on illicit drugs, that word's going to come into my head. Who's watching the Corey Richards trial? Illicit drugs. Then yeah, she needs to be held accountable 100%. 100%. But what we're realizing now is that she blew under, and TMZ is now retracting a lot of what they said. So it's just really weird to me how she gets all this money and now all of a sudden everyone's back in her lives. Her kids are there, although I think Jaden has been more in her life since he turned 18. Sean Preston hasn't, I believe. But the mom, apparently there's articles that the mom wants to be there. Girl, you let your daughter get thrown in a fucking conservatorship and be used like a pony. Actually, I don't even treat my animals like that. And now you're going to be there again. It's what? Blood in the water? It's just insane. The sad part concern Britney is her struggle is not self-inflicted. Yes, and she's being portrayed as if her issues are self-inflicted. I agree. And the thing for me as well is when people online, like I'm seeing a lot of commentary in the comments of posts, it's like, well, we have to say something. We have to call her out so she gets help. You really think that treating Britney like shit is going to make her be like, oh, I need support? No, you can't force people to get support. When I was in the mental health field, like people have to want to get support. People have to want to be on their meds. If she is in fact someone that I take meds, I take meds for ADHD. Taking meds is not something that's to be ashamed of, although in today's society, apparently, based on how we treat Britney, you should be ashamed of, having mental health struggles or any kind of struggle. But you can't force people. People have to want help and then reach out. But who does she even trust? I wouldn't trust anyone if I were her. So let's just pull up what this rando is saying.
And the timing is so off that she gets financial independence and then she's arrested. We all think it's a push to put her back in a conservatorship. Because guess what happened when the conservatorship stopped? People stopped getting money.
So I'm just grateful, honestly, for each day and being able to have an ATM card seeing cash for the first time.
I don't think she's free. There's still a care plan in place. I personally don't think she has access to all her finances.
So just go pause here because the music in the background. This person's claiming, Sean Phillip, that he's in contact with her. I don't know. It tends to bring out the vultures, Britney. Everyone's her friend suddenly when she's struggling. But I do agree. I think there's a push here. I think it's highly suspect.
A lot of other people do, and I don't think it's fair. It's been 20 years since we were like seriously hanging out, and it's just been like nice. We just send each other funny stuff and just, and just I miss you, I miss you, I miss you. It's just been nothing but funny conversations and joy. She's an amazing mom. We used to go out together, just us and the kids, nobody else. We would go to the zoo, we'd do things. We would just go do things. And there was never a problem. I encouraged her to speak for herself because she can squash everything in a second.
Whether this person's actually in touch with her or not, again, I think a lot of people just all of a sudden want 15 minutes when Britney's struggling. But I agree. There's something is shady here. And there were a lot of thoughts from the beginning, actually. A lot of people in Free Britney had assumed she was still under some kind of care plan. And again, I think I think this community, and I would hope the larger world and society would say, yes, two things can be true at once. She likely needs help, and the damage that was done to her is severe and was not her fault. I mean, imagine being medicated against your will and forced on stage when you just want to go live in like probably, middle-class neighborhood and raise your babies. It's just insanity to me. And that's the other thing for me is, who does she turn to? Who does she trust? If I was in her shoes and I was genuinely struggling, I don't know who I would turn to. I mean, at this point, I can't believe I'm even saying it. It seems like Kim Kardashian is the one that only seems to care. Like Kim, maybe Paris Hilton. I don't know if her and Paris are still, Paris always continues to say really nice things about B, but Kim Kardashian seems to only be the one. And God knows she's connected to what's her face? Britney's old manager. Why is her name escaping me? Crazy woman that was in the Jeep with Britney's dad at the hospital that helped design the conservatorship anyway. So who knows if she's even Kim, someone that she can trust. The industry is so predatory. It's brutal. It's awful. Okay, so that's my personal thoughts on Britney. The PR person is Cade. All right, and I have issues with Cade. So I don't trust anything Cade says. That's the PR person. I don't think B is actually like, I don't think she's involved in any PR. I don't think she genuinely has someone on her team that's doing her PR right now. So in my opinion, anyone that comes out saying they're a spokesperson for her or they're her PR person or putting out statements on her behalf, I don't believe it for a fucking second. I don't believe it for a second. So because I genuinely don't think she has someone on staff doing her PR, because I don't even think she cares, to be honest. Like, I don't, and good for her. Like, people trashed her for so long. I don't even think she cares what people think about her. And sometimes that's the only way you can survive. God save us if Kim's the reasonable one for real. Speaking of that is a great segue though. Okay. This Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner thing. All right. I can't believe I'm talking about the Kardashians. Let's take a walk down memory lane over the last. See, even though I haven't been streaming, y'all, I've been watching stuff. I've been watching. And hi, Tundra. Hi, Boom Boom. Oh, it's my baby. That's my baby. Hi, Bob. You want to lie down here? I got your bed. Yeah, that's a good Tundy. I've been watching all of it, and this is my season. It's the season of PR that we're going to be seeing things ramp up, especially with Oscar season coming. So if we're looking at kind of the build up for things with Timothée, we have March 4th. There started to be a lot of news articles that were coming out basically saying that, because let's be honest. I mean, I think we all have to be honest. We all know media manipulation here and narrative control. We're all in on it at this point. And Hollywood, we're all in on it. It's as much a popularity contest as it is skill, right? Like at the end of the day, this relationship has the potential to hurt him. And so these headlines started to go around. How Timothée, I always say Timothy, but he says it's Timothée Chalamet could lose Oscar even if Kylie Jenner stays away. So there was a lot of talk that she stayed away from the Actors Awards on previous Sunday when the Actors Awards or the SAG Awards happened, that it was intentional, that it wasn't an accident that she stayed away because they're aware apparently that she's hurting his chances at an Oscar. Now, whether this is also just, a part of me is like, are they even seeding this to make it seem like it's not a big shock when he doesn't win? But anyway, I don't think they are, but some people would do that. So it says that he seems to be aware that he's lost momentum in the Oscar race and that their high-profile relationship may not be helping. So we saw all of that. And then, actually, I don't think I have it up anymore, but that's okay. I'm sure you guys remember. Then he goes and he talks about how ballet and opera is basically a dying art, right? So he goes and he says, these are the problems with ballet and opera. Puts his foot in his mouth. There's immediate backlash around it. And then if we fast forward to just the other day, Vanity Fair has multiple articles on him from like March 8th to March 10th. Vanity Fair pushing that maybe he's right. Maybe this art form is becoming lost. It was ballet and opera at one point very popular, but not anymore. And he doesn't deserve the flack he's gotten for saying so. And so when this first came out, obviously, even like everyone, even in the comments, was talking about how it was a bad PR move. I was giggling to myself that everyone was calling it out. It just still shocks me that celebrities think they can get away with old school PR. Like, people are calling it out these days. So people are calling it out and they're going like, good luck with this PR push, because basically it's saying, no, he's right, and doubling down on it. It says specifically to stick to the one where he put his foot in his mouth during a recent interview with Matthew McConaughey at a town hall hosted by CNN and Variety. There, the Best Actor nominee said no one cares about opera or ballet. He says, I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or, things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, which to me also seems super egotistical. Like, you're the one that's going to hold up a whole industry, an ancient art, and they're relying on Timothée Chalamet to hold it up. But okay. So he said rather glibly, realizing in the moment that he was perhaps being too dismissive, he added, all respect to ballet and opera. Yeah, that was an immediate, oh, fuck, in his head. All respect to the ballet and opera people out there, and admitted that he took shots for no reason. He still compounded his trouble, though, by quipping that he probably lost a broadcast 14 cents by dissing those communities before breaking into a harmless impersonation of someone singing opera. Like, talk about spiraling in real time. Does he have ADHD or something? That's definitely an ADHD spiral. So as the conversation moved on, but the world hasn't, opera houses and ballet companies declared basically that he's an asshole is what was going around. But then this article goes, quite frankly, everyone needs to get a grip. Maybe this was written by Kris Jenner. You know, were they graceless? Sure. Inelegant? Yes. Even a bit rude and dismissive? Well, yeah. But was anything, Chalamet said, incorrect? Not in the slightest. Okay. So the New York Times already offered its defense. You know, when you have the New York Times coming to your defense, there you go. New York Times coming to his defense. So it said, you know, while a bit harsh, he accurately represented a fact that any reasonable person would agree with. So now everyone that's criticizing him is unreasonable. I can't stand this black and white positioning, although of course they do it, but it just drives me crazy. Opera and ballet are no longer a predominant part of mainstream culture. Well, Timothée, where are you going to be running when AI takes your job, buddy? Probably to the stage. So there's that. Be careful. If you were to go up to strangers on the street and ask them to name 4 operas or ballets, let alone their favorite operas or ballets, this is horrible. Who wrote this? I haven't gotten this far reading it. Many would fail the test. If you were to ask them to name relatively modern works created, let's say, in the 21st century, that number would most likely drop significantly. This is their research. Who wrote this? Plenty of people really do love and cherish these art forms. I'm one of them. And I didn't see any of you at the wonderful Heartbeat Opera production of Manon I attended last month. Well, how do you know, lady? Or man? Who is this? How do you know, Chris? How do you know last time anyone's been a ballet or opera? I mean, it's definitely this is what pisses me off too, is you're comparing apples to oranges. It's also, I mean, it'd be less egregious if you're comparing an indie film to like a blockbuster, Marvel blockbuster. I mean, like, it's a little less egregious. But when you're comparing ballet and opera to like blockbuster films and blockbuster A-list stars, and to be honest, Chris, I didn't know who he was until he was dating Kylie. And the people that I can name, if people are like, who are the top 5 movie stars, sure shit aren't in this age group either. So, you know, it's all relative on who you ask. But no, we don't like to consider that. Oh, the Nutcracker's so good. Most kids get to see the Nutcracker during Christmas at least once. Phantom of the Opera is my favorite, but Chris would probably be like, it's not new. See, proving my point, it's not new. This wasn't created in the last 5 years. Phantom of the Opera is fucking amazing. But guys, give them a break because, you know, some people might not go to the opera or ballet. And it drives me crazy because, again, who are you asking? If you asked me top movie stars right now, I wouldn't have even known who he was. And then you might have got me to a point previously before he was always in the news with Kylie of, oh, he's the Willy Wonka guy that tried to be Johnny Depp, like took Johnny Depp's spot. And I don't mean that with shade. I don't mean that to be an ass. It's just because like I genuinely didn't know who he was. So it's all relative. Who are you polling? Who are you asking? But I sometimes think that, logic is, hi, Julia, everyone's just hanging out, eh? Everyone's just coming in. All right, so we first saw that, Julia. Don't you dare take down my entire desk. Leo's in the house. Hello, Leo. It's so nice to see you. All right, so first we see that, and everyone in the comments are calling this out for what it is. It's PR. There was another Vanity Fair article that came out about him. Obviously PR. And then we had previous to that, like I was showing you, we had the article saying, like, is he not being taken seriously in Hollywood because of his relationship with Kylie? Well, wouldn't you know it? Oh, now Daisy's. Everyone's hanging out in the office today. I need a lock on my door. Mom needs some time to herself. Well, look at that. So now we have Kylie in Vanity Fair. This was the 11th. So we have the 8th, the 10th for him, the 11th for her. And here's the thing. What I can't fully put my finger on is, and this is why I haven't read the whole article. I'm going to be totally honest. So the article might clear that up. I haven't read it. I don't think I've read a whole article on any of the Kardashians ever in my life. So they're doing a rebrand for her here. So Kylie Supreme. She's going from makeup and enters her Hollywood era. At the ripe old age of 28, the youngest Kardashian Jenner sister is ready for a rebrand. Now, it's clearly a joint PR effort. I just can't figure out, are they trying to kind of like drown out the bad press he's getting? Like shift the narrative and like, y'all are batshit crazy because everyone hates the opera and ballet, obviously. Y'all are nuts. Stop picking on him. And then you kind of flex, both their names are, they're attached now with how public they are. You bring her into the piece, or are they trying to rehab his image and he should have never put his foot in his mouth over the ballet and opera? And they're trying to rehab his image by rehabbing her and rebranding her, which I think is probably more likely. I'm thinking it's more likely that this was planned. This article was planned. They were seeing the bad press that she was going to ruin his image and hurt his Oscar chances, and that this was planned, but you're like, fuck, he's getting all this really bad press and it can also hurt her. And so it kind of became like a dynamic PR situation where you're trying to rehab him while rebrand her. And I would say that's probably more likely. I think that's probably more likely. Hello, Chris. It's so nice to see you. I've always wanted to go to the Nutcracker, could never afford it. And that's actually a great point as well. Thank you for pointing that out. It's expensive. It's a different niche. It's sometimes a different demographic, unfortunately, because I agree. I would go to the ballet and opera. Well, I'm in the middle of nowhere now and I can't really leave the farm, but in a different life when I could actually leave the farm and had the ability to get somewhere like that, I absolutely would. And that's a piece as well, is it's a lot different than asking or having people spend $15 on a movie. Great point. And that is very important when you're taking these things into consideration. Is it what niche are you talking to, demographics, etc. So that's a great point. Yeah, I would love to go more as well. And it's a lot easier, honestly, especially for myself, kind of stuck at the farm. I still can't believe we're back to renting movies now, though, even though I pay for like every streaming network, but we're back to renting movies. But it's easier for me to rent a movie at the house after a long day on the farm rather than figure out a way to get 3 hours, 4 hours away to the closest city that would have opera or ballet. So yes, I do think that it's more likely relationship repositioning. You could also have it from a controlled reframe move where it's kind of like he, disrespects high culture. So we're kind of shifting the narrative. We're saying, everyone's crazy. There's nothing wrong with this. He wasn't wrong. Oh, look, Kylie. But I don't think that's what it is. I think it's more of a strategic relationship repositioning. Now, I think the relationship has always been a little bit awkward. I don't know about you guys, but he was kind of positioning himself as a serious actor, up and coming, I don't know. I'm old. Okay. I'm old. Like, I know the Brad Pitts and Johnny Depp's and Matthew McConaughey's. Like, I'm old. Okay. So I would say up and coming actor, but more of like intellectual, like, yeah, like, I don't know. He just has that vibe, right? And she represents more of like the influencer empire, reality TV celebrity. So to me, that relationship always felt a little off. So to have this serious Vanity Fair article on her in riding pants, I'm guessing equestrian clothes are coming back in, because that's how equestrians, that's how when I used to ride, that's definitely how I'd ride. But it was always weird, right? Like, they're two cultural power players. And it kind of makes me think, was this a PR relationship gone wrong? Who knows? You never know. Because again, I didn't really know his name until he was associated with her. Did it backfire? But they're trying to turn her into a more prestigious brand. And so they have this like 1-2 punch of Vanity Fair. That doesn't even look like her. Oh, Tom Holland. I love him. Yes, Tom Holland. Love him. Right? She's brown now. Guys, this picture, what happened to this picture? And like the comments are calling it out. Let me see, actually. I'll pull it up. I'll show you guys what everyone's saying on. I think Hollywood is going to learn a very hard lesson in 2026, how much things have shifted. And I think it's going to be very hard for a lot of people in Hollywood to accept it and to shift. I mean, look at freaking Blake and Ryan still. We can look at them next because we're doing okay for time. But their bullshit PR move. It's just so obvious. People are sick of it. And I actually had someone once say, Ashley, like, these setup PR relationships aren't that common. Oh, yeah, they are. Oh, yeah, they are. I can't even tell you the amount of times I've had clients be like, I don't want to say names, but like, yeah, these people might be in fake PR relationships. Wink, wink. It's very common. It's very common. So look at the comments. Why the ethnicity change? Please free us from the Kardashians. Fair. Vanity Fair flop era continues. This explains the Chalamet article. And this is the problem with Hollywood, is they're holding on to it like as if we still bow down to them, as if we still give a shit, and no one cares. Everyone's sick of this crap. Everyone's sick of their bullshit, for lack of a and redirection with everything that's going on in the world. And we're supposed to worry about Kylie being on top, right? So why are we glamorizing smoking in 2026? I thought that was kind of a weird choice as well, to be honest. Someone else's is really Kylie Jenner. I thought this was the wrong image that was used. Wow. Okay, then why is she cosplaying an Indian woman? Why is she in blackface? Who is this black woman? Where is Kylie? Did Bezos buy Vanity Fair? Legit question. And I'm pretty sure the answer to that is yes. Girl, I thought the brown face days were done. Well, now the Timmy take makes sense. So them defending Timothee. So this explains the other article. Like, people aren't dumb. We're not in the 2000 era where we are manipulated, where people aren't seeing past the headlines. Not her changing her race. Is Kylie in the room? She's Indian now. Why is she brown? So much airbrush they forgot her real color. Blackface will always be wrong. Also, the nip and tuck of the pic is insane. Someone else, she's white, by the way. Like, bronzer set to 12. Yeah, we don't believe you, legacy media. We're so over it. We're so over it. I was just going to say, because we all know that legacy media is bought. It's not unbiased. But then I had someone, because I haven't logged into this account in a bit, and which is, probably about a week and a half, which is always good to disconnect sometimes. And I had people from my last take, right, where I was calling out Melissa Nathan. You're paid by Blake now. How long has Blake been paying you? I must be rolling in it, guys. I must be rolling in it because I'm getting paid by Justin's side and I'm getting paid by, look, I'm in the comments. That's hilarious. I'm getting paid by Blake's side. I'm getting paid by Justin's side. I am a double agent being paid by both sides. I must be rolling it. I'm rolling in like the Steve Sarowitz, Ryan Reynolds money. Doing pretty good for myself. But yes, we all know it's bought. We all know the game, especially Vanity Fair now and its connections and who's behind it. So these are some of the pictures. This is one of the pictures from the article. When will we be free of these people? I'd rather be watching opera and ballet over this, whatever this is. First, the Chalamet nonsense. Now this. Is this magazine run by the Jenners? Probably, pretty much. See, and that's the thing is, I think it's going to backfire. I think it's going to blow up in their faces and make his situation even worse. So in an attempt to distract, in an attempt to rebrand her, people are like, we're tired of your shit. Go away and leave the ballet and opera alone. Oh, to show you guys. So a little known secret about me. I'll show you guys. Pull it up. Okay, a little known secret about me is I definitely may have a crush on Bradley Whitford. But he had this response I thought it was cute. Like everyone's poking fun at Timothee. He is literally the laughing stock of Hollywood right now. And then not only is he the laughing stock of Hollywood, but in a way, in an attempt to fix shit, Kylie runs that article. I don't know if she's going for what she's going for race-wise in it. And it's just so tone deaf. They're both going to become the laughing stock.
I do a lot of opera singers where I studied acting. And I always found it amazing. I would be incredibly moved by it when I had no idea what they were saying. So both of them. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not that into ping pong though. I knew a lot of opera singers.
Oh, and then we have, why are people so angry? Timothee was right. No, I thought that was so cute, but they're turning in. Yes. Since the West Wing. Oh my goodness. Yes. I have such a crush on him. Such a crush. I'm just rolling in multimillionaires money over here. Ashley, are you low-key interested in seeing reminders of him, seeing that trailer? I at least want to pirate it online. I do want to see it. I was going to talk about Colleen and then got sidetracked by this whole thing. But yeah. Her bit of a rebrand. Oh, I have so much to say about her. Maybe I'll do that another day or just do a recording on it. What was I going to do? Ryan Reynolds. These fools. Ryan and Blake. Like, I guess this is all you got. This is all you got. Maybe they saw like all the cute stuff going on with Ryan Gosling and even Mendez, and they're like, you guys can't be taking our spot of like being cute together in Hollywood, and we're the most hated in Hollywood right now, so we've got to get caught making out at a game. But it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. We have from the other day, like this isn't breaking news, this is from March 8th, but they pack on the PDA during the soccer match. Justin Baldoni, who? So like Blake or Ryan sent that headline in, likely, allegedly, and they just couldn't leave Justin's name out of it, right? Oh, my face was like that girl's face when I saw the pictures. Ooh. It's just so obvious, right? And that's the thing. That's what these celebrities don't seem to get is people continue through it. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds did not have Justin Baldoni on their minds while attending a soccer game in Great Britain on Saturday because they were too busy sucking face. Are we like 14? Sucking face and making out. I'm going to guess Ryan Reynolds wrote this and sent the pictures that his mom took and the written article over to TMZ to run with. Talking about that, what the hell is going on with Travis Kelce's mom? Why is Donna in the news for renovating her house? In the state of the world, and we're worried about Donna Kelce and renovating her house? I'm just mind blown by these rich people. Oh, so the famous couple was snap hacking on the PDA during a 5th round matchup at the Emirates FA Cup between Wrexham and Chelsea in Wales. One photo shows Ryan and Blake locking lips in a very warm embrace. Another captures Blake hugging Ryan from behind with her arms wrapped tightly around his waist. Ryan, who co-owns the Wrexham team, stares out on the field from the stands. I just picture Ryan writing this. Stands at the racecourse ground football stadium. Wrexham lost to Chelsea 4-2 and was eliminated from the FA Cup. Oh, wah, wah. Another loss for you, Ryan. But the loss didn't damn. Oh, shit. No, they're paying me. I have to be nicer to them. I forgot. They're paying me. Guys, be nicer to Ryan. Guys, he just had a massive loss, and it's the love of his life that he's making out with, like a 14-year-old. We've got to be nicer to him. Sorry, I forgot they're paying me. So, but the loss didn't dampen the mood. After the game, Blake and Ryan posed for a photo on the field, and Blake later uploaded the image to her Instagram stories with a caption that read, "What a game that you lost." I love how they're using rare the same way Ryan Gosling and even Mendez did. Girl, shut up. You and Ryan, shut up. It's only rare because Ryan wants legit nothing to do with you right now, allegedly. It's only rare because he has been drinking it together. You know, I'm being paid by so many people. I can't keep it straight sometimes, guys. It's hard. Hashtag ADHD. Got to keep a flow chart of who's paying me on what days. Blake and Ryan have Wednesdays. Oh, God, I'm joking. God knows someone's going to take that seriously. This rare public outing because he's been avoiding her like the plague. That is why it's been rare. He only is with her when likely the PR teams be like, you best get your asses together because things are looking bad. We need something to put out. And if she goes out alone, after she went alone to the courthouse, it's going to look bad. So they've been keeping a low profile. Well, they really weren't, you know, it says keeping a low profile ever since the start of their court battle with Baldoni. No, they weren't. TMZ, shut up. No, they weren't. They were flooding the zone to the point where even I in the beginning was like, yeah, you can see a benefit to flood the zone when you're getting hit with bad PR. And then even I was like, oh God, no, like what is happening? She's like trotting around New York in like black leather pants while everyone's realizing that she's a psychopath, and she's out there shoving pizza in her face in black leather pants, gallivanting around New York with her husband. No, we couldn't get them out of our faces. The only reason they are no longer in our faces, you know, I'm gonna have to refund them the money for today. I'm going off script. Is because there's so much backlash. Ryan wanted nothing to do with her. And then Blake tried these pathetic attempts at PR by going to like, what, a donut, trying to be with like, be relatable to the common folk, going to a donut store. What, common folk that aren't multimillionaires with Buckingham Palace as their office at their fucking apartment in New York City. I don't know. The common folk go to what? A donut shop on Saturday mornings. So she's trying to be relatable by going to a donut shop and a lot of pictures of her with flowers, be like, yeah, I'm just like you. And everyone wasn't taking her shit. So the rare public outing isn't because Blake and Ryan were laying low. They tried everything to not lay low. They tried everything except lay low. They tried everything except a low profile until the backlash was so extreme, they had no choice. And Ryan was acting as if Blake had something contagious that he couldn't be near. It's just insane. Do you think Blake and Penn were a fake relationship? It's a good question. I didn't really watch Gossip Girl, to be honest, to know much about what was going on at that time, but it is very common for people to fake relationships for a show. And again, not a huge Gossip Girl fan, so someone might correct me on this, but especially if like people want them together in real life, like they're absolutely PR relationships around that. We saw this with Pam Anderson and Liam Neeson as well in the movie marketing. I can't think of the movie, but she kind of denied it, but didn't really. And it was definitely fake. And then we saw it with, not to the same extent, but the Margot Robbie new movie where they were just like falling over each other, even though, she's married. So they weren't taking it to a relationship place, but it is very common in TVs and movies to be like, ham it up, pretend, be seen together, get people speculating. So it's very possible. Very possible. I think it was PR. There you go. Yeah. It's very possible. I wasn't I'm trying to think of the year of Gossip Girl. What was I watching back then? I was more of like an Angel and Buffy girl. I until just a few years ago was not completely sure that Gilmore Girls and Gossip Girls were two different shows. I was Buffy, Angel, Charmed, those types of shows. So I wasn't really in that world back then. Penn caught Stockholm Syndrome when he fell in love with Blake. Yes. And hello, it's so nice to see you. Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper too. It was another example. All that was PR and honestly disrespectful to their partners. Yep. And that was a lot of the pushback that Margot got in her last round of marketing for her most Worthington Heights or something. I don't know, not my kind of book. But a lot of people were pushing back and saying this is bordering disrespectful to her husband. Buffy and Charmed girl here too. I love it. I think I'm due for another round of Buffy and Charmed. I haven't done a rewatch of Buffy in maybe a year. I wanted to be her. I just loved it. I loved Cordelia too. Okay, my brain. I don't know why this scene is always stuck in my brain, but my favorite of all the scenes with Cordelia, my favorite scene with Cordelia, and my husband, if he's in the house, is going to roll his eyes because I always quote this, is when they're in the library and she's mad, right? Because Cordelia got a ticket for going the wrong way down a one-way. And she's like, I was going one way. And she doesn't understand why she got a ticket for going the wrong way because she was going one way anyway. I'm a huge nerd, like a huge nerd, especially for those types of shows. I just totally exposed myself. Buffy Summers is my spirit angel. Yes. Oh, David Boreanaz. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Spike. I'm not going to judge you, girl. I had a crush on Spike too. Mm-hmm. Oh. What was his name in the show? Oh my gosh, it's going to drive me crazy. Okay, let my brain work for a minute, guys. You gotta let my brain work. If we're on a crushes from Buffy. Anyone also a Lucifer fan? DB Woodside. Whew. Yeah, Amenadiel in Lucifer. Yeah. Which he also doesn't age. This is him in Buffy. Neither does Sarah Michelle Gellar. This is him in Buffy. Like, the man doesn't age. Yeah. But also a big fan. Also a big fan. You weren't crushing on. I did like Riley as well. It wasn't my favorite season, though. It wasn't my favorite season, but I do like Riley a lot. I'm the bloody because he was a bloody awful poet. I know. Definitely Buffy, Charmed Angel. These are my people. Welcome. We are your people. Oh, Smallville and Supernatural. Yes, Smallville. Oh my gosh. These shows were on when I left my master's. Oh my gosh, I have a dog here in my eye. Left my master's to go to Australia, and I think they were a year behind, if I remember correctly. Hi. So I was just like so stressed out because I had to wait. It's not in the streaming age, right? So I had to wait to get caught up on all my favorite shows. I always wanted Powers too. Oh, Supernatural. Yeah. Yes, please like the stream. Where it's going to be an uphill battle getting YouTube back on our side after being gone for so long, but that's okay. Anyway, just completely crushing right now. I did like Gossip Girl. Don't kill me. No one's going to kill you, but hated how it ended, and Blair is the better character. Also love Josh and the creator's other show more, the OC. Oh, yeah, the OC too. See, I didn't even know those were all different shows. I didn't even know those were all different shows, like in my head. But no, everyone is welcome here. Supernatural, so good. So good. All right, so yes, we have somehow we went from Blake and Ryan. This is what happens when you have ADHD. Blake and Ryan acting like fools in their bullshit PR attempt, pretending that they've been laying low when the only reason they're laying low is because the public's forced them into exile. And then now we're just crushing over all of the characters from Buffy. I like it. I like it. That's a great segue. I don't know how we got here, but I like that we got here. All right, guys. I think that's all I have for you today. I was watching America's Next Top Model. Oh, I did like America's Next Top Model. That was one show I did watch. That was kind of like off-brand. That is one that was, yeah. All right, my friends. That's what I have for you guys today. Sorry, I'm not crying. I have something in my eye. Or maybe I am crying because I missed you guys so much. I'm crying because I missed you guys so much. Let's do tomorrow as well. Let me check. Do I have anything going on tomorrow? No. Right now, I'm waiting for, I have a couple corporate clients that I'm doing like large seminars at their facilities. And everyone that I have coming up for that, I'm waiting for them to submit all the documents. So I can't move forward until they submit the documents. So we have some extra time. They're probably going to watch this and be like, shit, got to get those submitted. So let's do tomorrow as well. Probably around 11 a.m. Eastern works on this end. Yes, if you want to support the Farm Animal Sanctuary, we have a Farm Animal Sanctuary. The link is there, and the link is in my YouTube bio as well. All right, my friends, it was so nice to hang out with you guys. It's so nice to be back. It's so nice to just talk about fun things and also the craziness that is Blake and Ryan. It'll be interesting to see what they do for PR as we lead up to the trial, because that's in May, right? March, April, so about 2 months. I'd expect them to start ramping up, but I don't know. I don't know what they can do because the public, we don't want to hear from them. Except on the days that I'm being paid by them, obviously. So on those days, don't worry. We'll be pumping up Blake and Ryan. And so you can go into my comments and be like, you're paid by Ryan Reynolds now. How long have they been paying you? We'll see. We'll see those days. Maybe I'm part of their new PR push going up to this trial. You never know. Just joking. Just joking. Don't take it seriously. Are you going to watch the new Buffy show or Legally Blonde? Hope they're good. Yes, I will definitely watch the new Buffy one for sure. I hope Allison Hannigan's in it. I know Charisma's not, and it seemed like she really wanted to be in it, based on some comments she made on her podcast. But yeah, I definitely will. Anyway, guys, I could talk all day. Well, you guys know that. My streams are always over an hour. Anyway, I hope you have a beautiful day. If you are watching the Corey Richins trial over with Emily D. Baker, I will see you in the chat over there, because y'all know that's what I'm doing today while I'm cleaning coops and cleaning the property. I am streaming Emily D. Baker because this trial is insane. If you've been looking for a trial to follow, this woman, Corey Richins, is certifiable. She's cray. So that's a pretty cool trial to follow. But anyway, guys, it was so nice to hang out with you again. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.